Oh my goodness.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I guess I gotta move down.
Welcome all. Ed is
You got it?
detained at the county still, so
Got a lot of one that can't.
he probably won't make it. If he does, he'll be late.
Since he's not here, that would be a good thing.
Yeah, Randy, you get a chance to look at the minutes
Yes, I
from the
did.
last meeting?
And I didn't see any corrections or that need to be made.
Can I get a motion?
Yeah, I move that we accept them.
I'll second. And the financial?
Same thing. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just not enough money in there.
Motion?
Yep, I move that we accept our financial.
And I'll second. Christie, communications.
The Portage County Township Association is having a dinner meeting on Saturday, November 16th at 6 p.m. at the Ravenna Elks Club. There will be no cost if you are a PCTA member or an Ohio Township Association member. Any guest, the cost of the meal is $5 per person, and the buffet menu is as follows. They are asking, NOPEC has donated the money to cover the meal for the members. With the meal being free, Ravenna Township would appreciate if you'd like to make a donation to the Ravenna PACS. It's an organization that is run by the Ravenna school teachers. They collect food items so that the kids can have food to eat during the weekend or holiday breaks.
Okay.
And Portage County Engineers Office is advising until further notice that Portage County Engineer can no longer accept tires at their facility. That's all I have.
Okay. Randy, any?
I have nothing.
have-
I will make a note though, the PAX from Ravenna Teachers is a Deerfield we used to be a Deerfield resident. She played ball for me. So I know she's really, she's one of the big top people in trying to get that run, so Deerfield people doing good things. So.
Okay. I have nothing. Where's Brian?
I left.
Oh, she. Fire department?
We're on 396 for the year. I don't have the breakdown. That's
Okay.
all I have.
That's all you can ever have.
Good.
Okay, so, all right, let's go to the roads. Obviously, Johnson and Wagner are complete. The striping has been done. However, I need to make a motion for an additional monies to feather out the corners, and yeah, up to $2,000. So I'm gonna make a motion to up to $2,000 for that.
I'll second.
Let's go over to Fewtown off of 225. All the way up down 225 Pin Oaks, all the way down there in their lane, pretty into the road. And we got an estimate of about $2,500. I'm not sure that it's going to be our responsibility. We have to find out through the prosecutor. Ed thinks it is. I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to make a motion at up to $2,500 if, in fact, we are responsible for that.
I'll second, but can we also find out if it's something our guys can do, if it's not, I mean, how?
You're going to need a bucket. We don't have.
Okay, all right, I wasn't sure
But
how
again,
low it went.
that's pending,
Right away looking.
right? So we know that, in fact, it is ours because we've gotten some complaints on that. So, but we already went ahead and got some bids.
Okay.
Okay. Other than that, cemeteries, the guys are doing the mowing. They're fixing some of the headstones as they go. Somebody's going to probably ask me about the pipe going across.
She's not here.
Yeah, I know, but
But tell us
so
anyway.
you
We wanna
can tell
know
her
anyway.
we're waiting on funds. So that's where we're at.
Okay. And they still haven't poured the footer, have they? Nancy, do you know if they poured
No.
the footer?
They haven't yet.
Did they tell you when? I thought Mikey already had that scheduled.
If he does, I don't know when
All right.
it is.
I will ask Mike tomorrow. AM. Okay.
Are we gonna give her 5 minutes?
Oh, that's right, I forgot. We have Gail here. Where'd she go? She's
Right
running
there.
for the 75th state representative. I'm going to give you 5 to 10 minutes, whatever you need, to tell us a little bit about yourself. And
All right, I'm in the hot seat.
you're in the hot seat.
All right.
You want a microphone?
No, I'm a
Okay.
teacher, so the voice thing doesn't really,
Oh, okay.
my husband never said I had a problem with being heard. Everybody can hear me, right?
Right.
All right. So, again, thank you for being here. I am Gail Pavliga, and I'm running for the State of Representatives, Ohio House State of Representative District 75. People always ask, why do you run? Honestly, it's like why anybody else runs for something, because you just think that you can make positive change and you're tired of status quo, and sometimes people just take a step up and forward. Mine was I'm always very open because I can't hide it. I'm definitely on the Republican. I am a registered Republican and a conservative at that. And I'm tired of the government seeking to take more control of our lives. And the socialist candidates seem to not be wanting to just have us tolerate things, but have us accept this whole new platform as, just something that's normal, and every day. And if we really look at our Constitution, we have new problems that are facing us because as times change, but we still have to look at the values that have brought us as a country to where we are and seek to use those to solve even our current issues. Okay, and seeking to put more control of our lives into government is not the answer, nor was it what this country was founded upon. I am a local psychologist. I'm a doctor of psychology, and I'm also a professor. My husband is an architect. We're in the neighboring community. We just live over in Atwater, not too far away. We've been married 28 years and raised our family in Waterloo and sports and all of that. And my husband's an architect and a pilot, and was able to establish a solid practice here in the rest of the state for his architecture. So, the Portage County needs to remain a great place to live and to raise families. I will do everything possible to encourage small businesses and entrepreneurs to create good paying jobs. I honestly think that the backbone of any economy is an entrepreneurial base and small business base where people are very responsible and pay taxes but the solid economy is usually built around an entrepreneurial and small business model, and I would like to continue to promote that in this community along with the American dream of homeownership. Second, being a psychologist, I have seen the ravages of addictions and opioid epidemic, and this community in Portage County is one of the worst in the state of Ohio. And trust me, I can validate that for you, okay? And we have to look at the fact of getting to, it's more, if we can cut off the access to, so the person doesn't get it, then we're not dealing with the after effects, such as the firemen and the social services that have to come in and help, so you have the access, and then you have the abuser of an addict, and then you've got the aftermath of that, which is the loss of the job, community, child services, many things. And so I hope to work with the police. They're overworked, jails are overflowing, and these families are broken. And I really want to work with the local agencies and pharmacies to limit access. This is something I am very passionate about, and even went to a Soberfest up in Ravenna on Saturday, where they are really helping with people to recover from these addictions. And there's just a lot more help needed. A lot of people think, well, they can just get over it, but once you're over it, where do you go? There's got to be a whole program of recovery that is in place for this. I pledge to be a strong advocate for the Second Amendment and to protect the rights of our county for responsible gun ownership, and to do so keeps our families and communities safe. Also, being a teacher, I support Portage County schools to get their fair share of the state budget, and school boards and communities need to work to pass needed levies, because schools do need to continuously upgrade. They need technology, and they need to prepare our students. And many of our schools in here are ranked B or a C, which is average, okay? And I mean, it's okay, and we're not blaming any of the schools, but I think, a more positive atmosphere and the community behind passing levies and helping will be a great help, and I hope to be very instrumental in that. So with your help, for almost 20 years there has been a Democrat in this position, and I am hoping that with getting out and meeting all of you, that you will spread the word. We need to have a solid Republican. We need to keep the majority. Right now there is a Republican majority in the Ohio House of Representatives, and that means we're going to continue to pass more, less government, and more individual rights protected. And so I hope for your vote with that. And I do ask for your support to represent Ohio House District 75. And my name is Gail Pavliga, and I'm not running until 2020, but I'm out early, just meeting everyone. I want to get to know all of you. I want to get to know all of your concerns. Even though I'm talking right now, I'm actually a genuine listener by virtue of my profession. And listening to people, listening to what they have to say, and listening to their concerns, and taking them to the state, and is the step to making changes. So when you're in this position, you work locally and you work within the state, and so it's somebody you've got to have that's got good negotiating skills, good speaking skills, but also is very tied to the community and is a very good listener to what is needed here, and to be able to take that on to the state house and make that necessary legislation happen. Okay. Can I answer any questions for anyone?
Are you for gun control?
Oh my gosh, I'm a second right amendments fanatic. No, I believe that responsible gun ownership is the right to every person according to our Constitution, and will be highly supported by me. The only thing, because I'm a psychologist and I've dealt with people with backgrounds, I got to go a little bit with the criminal background checks and a few things like that. And the governor right now is introducing a very rigorous red flag laws, I believe just in response to the shootings in Dayton. And there's going to be a lot of backlash in the House from that, because it's still a little bit more aggressive, those red flag laws, than what the Republicans would want. They would not want them at all. Okay?
Okay.
Questions?
Anybody else? Questions for him? Well, hey, thank you for
Thanks.
coming
Yes,
and
thank you.
speaking.
You know, I didn't know how many people were going to be here, so I just grabbed a handful of my these are little sticky notes, and it says, Gail Pavliga, your vote, your voice. I'll leave them here on the table. Please take one home with you. And I would love to have your vote next year. And probably at some point I'll also be back, because the election's a year off, and so I'll be making my rounds twice. So, but I would welcome the opportunity to hear from you or meet with the townships. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you. Nice to meet all of you, and enjoy the rest of your meeting. Okay?
Thanks.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? Anybody gonna have anything else?
Yes,
Yes.
we have concerns, of course, with the illegal business, but also now the semi trucks are coming down loaded
Okay.
down the roadways. I think it says 15-ton gross, or no more
Right.
than 3
Well, okay,
axles.
so let me clear the whole thing.
Okay,
There's nothing we can do about it. It's out of Deerfield Township's hand. We don't have zoning. This is all Portage County. Everything that has to do with this facility back there is now in the hands of Portage County. They basically trump us to do
It's
whatever they're
okay.
doing. Chris, I read you, I think, the letter that I
Yeah,
received
it's right
from Chris. That's the extent that we know at this point. Now, that is really all tied up in legal with the county.
but I think my concern at this point are the large trucks on
Okay.
our roads.
Right, okay, so let me-
let's address that, because I think you are.
I will address that. Let's say you're moving and you need a moving van to come back, semi, to unload your house. Can we tell them they can't?
There were 3 before 1 o'clock.
They were
But
six.
let's-
That's a
I
one-off.
understand,
That's a one-off, that's not every day.
I understand it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you like the township to do? Because it's,
Prevent it. I live on Johnson Road.
how am I
have a
gonna
business
legally
on-
stop that?
I have a
Shouldn't
business
have
on
started in
Johnson
the first
Road.
place.
We are not allowed to have
Yeah.
material dropped off at our business.
Okay.
We have to go to them.
So, I'll
Because
tell
their
you
trucks are
why.
not allowed on our road. And Mahoney County enforces it.
Okay,
Call
So,
Portage County
okay.
Sheriff's Department in regards to the overweight vehicles.
correct.
That's
I mean,
not a
we don't
township
have
issue.
Deerfield Township Police Force again, it comes out of our hands now. I will call Chris Maduri tomorrow and find out if there is any legal we can take
For benzene.
to prevent that, but I don't see that happening, number one. And again, it has nothing to do with the township. We
The
don't-
roads, we're talking about the.
I get it, that is a
That's
township
trustee.
road,
Yeah, that's.
and there's a weight
township
limit
road.
on that road.
Yeah, 15-ton and.
Correct.
And 3 axle, they can't have 3 axles.
So,
So maybe you're gonna have to change the sign.
no, what you're gonna have to do, I guess, if you see the truck come down, you're gonna have to call the Portage County Sheriff.
Oh.
And you're gonna have to be vigilant.
I have no law, I cannot go there and stop these people. I can't stop that truck and say, no, you can't come down that road. I have no legal rights to do that. I'm a township trustee, I am not a law enforcement. I'm not.
Can
Go ahead.
Does the Portage County Sheriff even run scales? Or do you have to deal with ODOT? Or not
Trying to
ODOT,
get
but
them out,
DOT?
period.
I don't know, I'm gonna call Chris Maduri tomorrow,
I might have to deal with the state.
and I will find out the, whatever legal, they filed the injunction or what have you. Again, this is in the county's hands, not the township's. And I am not a law enforcement, nor is Randy, nor is Ed, nor is our road department. So legally, I'm just gonna have to find out through Chris what the next step is, what we can do, if anything.
Back in the back
Yeah.
first, please.
I'd like to introduce myself. I am the homeowner that you all have complained about and have told me legally when you walked in, slandered my name and told me that I'm above the law and I do what I please. I have checked into the laws. If you have a bill of lading from a trucking company for a delivery to your home, the truck may go as long as he is not exceeding a bridge weight limit. There are no bridges on Bandy Road. There are no bridges on Watson Road. There are no bridges on Fewtown Road. The trucks that they are referring to that are coming down the road constantly are construction vehicles. They on the side of them, they say, ma'am, please. On the side of them, they say, Ware Enterprises. He is the gentleman that is spreading the asphalt grindings on my property. The white truck you see in question that people seem to like to take pictures of my doings on my property, which is public property, except for it says do not trespass, which people have trespassed. But that truck does deliver, had a bill of lading. I can show you the bill of
Okay,
lading.
but let me ask you a question, and I hate to. Do you understand what these trucks do to our roads that we spend a lot of money on?
Sir, I'm a taxpayer in this county too.
Okay, but I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you, the
No.
question I'm asking is,
Yes.
do you realize the damage that these overweight loads do to our roads?
I can tell you, if you look at the ODOT manifests on semis and the damage they do to roads, they do less damage than a full-size box truck with one axle, because the weight is dispersed over many axles and not just one.
I'm just saying, this.
And that truck is not over 15,000 pounds.
Okay. I'm just asking a question.
Those reels weigh 4,000 pounds.
What's that?
And
That
we
truck's
haven't
over
seen your home. You
15,000.
say you're a
Yeah, that's
homeowner
right.
there,
He lives
Empty?
in Alliance, he has a mansion, I've seen it.
So,
but not on.
Is there a problem with
I'm a
me
mansion here
living
in
in
Deerfield.
Stark? Excuse me, I do believe that I have been awarded time to speak at this meeting, and I keep being interrupted. You have always been interrupting me since the day I bought the property, calling me at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning,
No.
8 o'clock in the morning, asking me, now give me my time. I'm not asking you to interrupt or conjure until I'm done.
Okay, but that's a
Because,
lie.
All right, let's
okay,
let him speak.
because the reason was I cut 300 foot by 300 foot square of trees down, and it started to open up the road to see what was behind. And you all were concerned that I was cutting down the trees and your property was being exposed, and you didn't like it. I can bring the phone records from Verizon that show you, the neighbor next door, and the very rude conversation that you condescendingly told me I could not do anything on that property after I paid an extreme amount of money for that property. And in justice for all that we stand here and talk about,
I would love to
how
see
am
your
I,
phone.
I will bring them. I will bring them to you. I'll deliver them to your home, ma'am. I don't need to bring them to the
We'll
meeting.
bring it to the next
Okay.
meeting.
Justice for all does not mean all of you and none for me. I
No.
pay taxes in
But-
this township,
Okay.
$4,000 a year to be exact. And $4,000 a year buys a lot of asphalt.
The point of it is
Where's
you
that?
have a
See, that's
not where the tax
you
money
have a
goes to.
Money goes to
residential
your
sewer
street
system.
department,
It does
money
not.
goes to your schools.
$0 of your taxes, property tax money goes to the roads. Zero.
You know-
That money comes from the gas taxes, and the road and bridge funds. That's where those come. None of it comes from your personal taxes.
Okay,
But
so on that note,
okay,
if you go on to your Portage County discussion of Ohio, where people are complaining about the new businesses on 14, the Family Dollar Store, the Dollar General, somebody said, well, why don't we get a gas station? And the lady said, that's not what this community is about. This community is about historical value.
that's an opinion.
I'm just stating what is being
Okay,
said
so let's-
publicly.
Right. So let's do it this way. In fact, you understand that it's through the county, correct?
I understand.
The county
it's going
is
to the county.
what
Yes.
you're dealing with,
Yes, I
right?
am.
And not the township.
Correct.
We understand that.
You have no zoning.
So you guys have there's an injunction right now, correct? That they
I
filed.
have not been served.
For
I've
Randy
been
Roberts.
served a cease and desist on construction. I have been in contact with the state of Ohio, which that cease and desist was obtained illegally.
Again,
I know it's not.
Again.
I'm just.
that's why I'm saying
explaining
this
to
is
you.
where we don't need to go with this
But
because
I'm explaining that. What article of zoning are you quoting to tell me to vacate my land? What article of zoning that says I cannot have that truck
Okay.
on my property?
I'm not going to get into.
I'm just asking.
I'm telling you, I'm not going to get into the pissing match that has to do with nothing to do with the township. It has to do with you and the county.
No,
The county building department and you have an issue.
Right.
So
And-
not the
and-
township. So
and the neighborhood.
okay, again, not the township. You might have an issue with the neighbor here and the neighbor here and the neighbor here,
Okay.
but you don't have the issue with us. I can't solve any of the problems. I can't bang a gavel and say this.
I understand.
It is the county and the courts that you guys are dealing with.
I'm only
Period.
here to represent because of all the slander that's been put on Facebook and the Portage
Again,
County
opinions I
discussion.
can't
know-
stop.
I understand that. But they all said, let's all join together at the Deerfield Township meeting and rally against Mr. Kirkpatrick, who is doing things illegally.
Again,
So
opinions.
I understand those are opinions. And I would like to-
No opinions of this township or this board.
Nope.
Okay.
Basically,
We're out.
like Mark just said, this is a issue that doesn't concern Deerfield Township.
As far as legal wise.
Legal wise, it may concern the residents that live close or live around. We can get into that.
It's like
And
Can I
Mark,
make-
I'm
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Finish. I'm sorry.
Because I'm gonna close the meeting, because this is not going to go anywhere. This is just gonna go back and forth. And, you know, there's two sides. We're not a judge, we're not a jury. I make a motion that we close the meeting.
Can I ask one question?
Okay, I will hold
Go
that.
ahead.
Okay. You explain to me, I don't understand. I've lived out here 60 years.
Okay,
60 years.
okay.
Now, because these trucks are coming back and forth, my
Okay.
road is falling in like Johnson
Mine too.
Road. The sides are falling
Okay.
in.
Okay,
Now, you tell me it's
Yeah.
not because of all the trucks that are going down the road.
okay.
Reason
I'm
to
not,
lose shoulders on all
And
these
there was
roads
6
is
of 'em
because
went
you have
past my
open
house
ditch.
the other
You have
day.
Open ditch.
I
you
sit
have-
on
you're
porch
not paving
every
in
morning,
box.
every evening.
Okay,
Right,
where
and
you
again,
go.
And it took 90 years.
like Randy said, we're
60
we can
years
go
for
back and
Yeah.
forth, back and forth. This
Give me a
is,
break.
Chris is, I read that to you before. Chris Maduri, on behalf of Deerfield, said he was against this to begin with, only for the fact that it's going to end up in court. That's where it's at, and that's where we're at, and that's exactly why he didn't want to go this route. So that's where it's at, and it's out of our hands. I mean, if I could, again, just
And
like
if any-
stopping traffic, I can't pull in front of this guy with my car and tell him to get off this road. I can't. So, again, it's in the courts between this gentleman and the Portage County Building Department, and I will call Chris Maduri tomorrow to find out if there's something we can do other than if you see the truck. If you want to try the
I'll
sheriff's
stand out and take
department
pictures.
and see, again, there you go again.
And
They might
any-
show up and say, we don't have any jurisdictions on this.
And I don't care what side of the fence you're on, our issue with this is, any resident that comes to us and asks us to give them information, we will do our best to give you information. And like Mark said, we're not judge and jury, and this is not a township matter.
I mean, I will call Chris Maduri and I will bring up the fact of the semis and whatnot and say, is there anything legally the township can do? And if he says absolutely not, I will let you know. If he says there is, we'll see what it is and what means we need to do.
And we can bring it up at the next meeting.
or we can act on it prior to that, if there's something we can do. I mean, we don't have to wait for a meeting to act on it, but
No.
I will give you updates as we go, as we learn of them. The last update that I received is the letter that I read to you folks in the last meeting. And I talked to, Chris Maduri, who moved up in the ladder as prosecutor, our new one, Brett. I've discussed that. I've discussed it with him, and he referred me back to Chris, so.
One thing, I'm not stating any facts or anything, I would just like to be notified of your findings.
Sure,
As you're gonna find with them.
I will announce them every meeting.
Okay, I will be here next meeting then.
Or you can talk to the director over here, and he'll tell you. Yeah, I'm pointing at you.
Well,
Words on
watched
YouTube.
them.
Yeah,
I've
so.
watched the videos on
Again,
YouTube, but they're, so I would like to be.
All right, now go ahead.
I move that we close the meeting.
I will second that.
Thank you for all coming.
I wish I had better stuff, but again, I'm not an attorney, and I don't want to start parking legal stuff that I don't know.
Exactly.
Sure, I'll take some money for passing out monies.
Do I have to sign employee copies?
I never called him
You
like
do not.
that. I only had about
No, I
one or
give
two
you that.
conversations,
Yeah.
and we certainly were not at 1 and 2, I think 7, and I
I think just
never
yellow,
repeated
right? They're just
calls.
doing the center line down Wanger,
Yeah, but
right?
those were
I'm not
live
sure.
and
She's done by now.
could tell
So
you.
whatever's there,
See,
there's
you
there.
had about all the new cement hollies that
Mark, if you don't like
I sit on the porch.
like I said, you can't tell me.
I don't want to say anything about,
Them
you know.
girls falling in. And it's
I
not
mean, I've
because of
seen
the
some,
truck. They
I've
lived here
seen
60 years.
some fine lines there, but if I had to follow them, then people think I was drunk.
Yeah, they're lower than, you know, whatever my house. Like I said, it's never fallen in on the sides like that, and it's falling in.